We all know that feeling, right? You start a business, you got that initial energy, get everything set up.
Yeah, the foundations are there.
Exactly. But then what happens when you hit that plateau, when the growth kind of stalls and you realize, oh, the way we're doing things now is actually holding us back?
It's such a common point, a real frustration.
Especially for, people like us always trying to learn, get better, but without getting totally overwhelmed by all the details.
That's a critical moment, yeah. Lots of good businesses get there. The very things that got them started suddenly become like anchors.
You've built something good, but the friction, the operational stuff is slowing you down.
Exactly. Hitting the brakes when you want to accelerate.
And that is precisely what we're diving into today. We're looking at these really interesting tools, AI agents.
Hmm.
Think of them like, I don't know, specialized assistants, intelligent helpers designed for specific business challenges. And we're starting right at the core with what we're calling the workflow agent.
Makes sense. Start internal.
Yeah, the goal's pretty straightforward. Figure out how AI can automate those basic internal systems, the stuff that eats up time. So you get back your time, your focus.
Which are the most valuable things, really?
Right. And your sources, they covered a whole bunch of these agents, which is great.
Hmm.
But for now, we're going to really zero in on the practical side, how these workflow tools can, streamline the day-to-day.
And it's interesting that internal focus, we hear so much about the external AI, right? Chatbots talking to customers, marketing stuff.
Sure, yeah.
But often the biggest wins, the real leverage, it comes from fixing how things work inside the company first.
Okay, let's jump into the first piece then. The system creator bot. This sounds, well, incredibly valuable on the face of it.
It really tackles a core problem.
So my understanding is it basically watches how you do things, like sees a video of a work process.
Yeah, screen recording, video capture, that kind of thing.
And then it automatically spits out your standard operating procedures, your SOPs, and checklists.
Exactly that. Think about how many businesses run on, well, outdated docs, or maybe no docs at all.
Oh, tell me about it.
All that crucial how-to knowledge is just stuck in people's heads. Huge risk if someone leaves or is just out sick.
That is so true. I literally just heard from a friend, key person left. They go looking for the SOP for this critical task.
Yeah.
Hadn't been touched in 6 months. Total scramble.
See? Happens all the time.
So this system creator bot, it sounds like it just solves that directly. Documentation becomes like a side effect of doing the work.
Precisely. As you work, it documents. It's kind of like that Michael Gerber idea, from the E-Myth.
Oh yeah, systems run the business, people run the systems.
Right. But the twist here, the evolution your sources talk about, is what if the systems could kind of document themselves?
Whoa, okay. That's a big leap.
That's the potential, yeah.
It's like having a documentation expert built in who never forgets, keeps it all current, no extra work. And the source even names the tool, trainywool.com.
Yeah, as an example of this tech, using AI to just automate that whole SOP thing,
That's, yeah, quite a step up.
it really is. It takes this task that, let's be honest, most teams find pretty tedious.
Ugh, documenting procedures.
Yeah, and makes it seamless, ongoing. Helps with consistency, obviously, but also onboarding new people. Huge help.
Okay, good stuff. Let's shift to the second part of this workflow agent,
Yeah.
the office manager bot. This sounds like the one that could lift a lot of that day-to-day admin burden.
Absolutely. All those essential but kind of repetitive tasks that keeps the lights on but pull people away from, bigger things.
The background hum of the office.
Exactly. Think about just the sheer volume of small tasks.
Like what specifically? The source gave some good examples, actually. Purchasing requests.
Yep, managing schedules.
And I loved the example of scheduling Dan the barber for team haircuts.
Huh. Yeah, it shows the practical, down-to-earth application, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
And then managing vacation policies, handling expense submissions. All necessary, right? But maybe not needing a human touch every single time.
That's the point. An office manager bot can handle these routines, make sure everyone can find the latest policy info easily, process things without needing constant human oversight.
It's about getting that human capacity back.
Exactly. For stuff that needs more thought, more creativity.
It's the difference between someone battling expense software for hours versus, I don't know, thinking about a new customer initiative.
Precisely.
Okay, so third part of the workflow agent, the customer support bot. Now, chatbots, we've all had mixed experiences, let's be honest.
Some good, some less so.
But the idea here seems to be more than just canned FAQ answers.
Right. The really interesting bit is leveraging all the company's existing knowledge. If you've built up good FAQs, knowledge-based articles, even records of past support chats.
All that internal wisdom?
Yeah, an intelligent AI can tap into that to give informed answers, not just pattern matching basic keywords.
And the source really hits on the inefficiency, doesn't it? Having a person type out the same answer to the same common question over and over again.
It seems almost silly when you think about it. If the answer exists and is findable, why have a human manually retrieve and type it?
Automate the knowns.
Exactly. And the vision goes further, like you said. The goal, as they outline it, is for these bots to spot chances to upsell or, and I like this bit, find ways to actually wow the customer.
That proactive element, that's different.
It's a significant step up from just solving the ticket.
Yeah, imagine a support chat that not only fixes your issue fast, but also points out a feature you might like or offers some small perk. And that point about email drafting so true. How many hours are collectively wasted writing standard support replies?
Hours and hours across a team. A bot could draft that initial reply in seconds.
Frees up the humans for the complex stuff.
Exactly. The sensitive issues, the ones needing real empathy or deep troubleshooting, that's where people should focus.
Okay, so the workflow agent really helps tighten up the internal ship. Makes sense. But then the next big challenge for any growing business, getting seen, getting those eyeballs, as the source says.
Visibility, yeah, crucial.
And this brings us to agent number 4, the amplifier agent.
Right. So now AI shifts from internal efficiency to helping you grow externally, expanding reach, engaging your audience, supercharging marketing, basically.
And the example used is, well, it's pretty wild. Arnold's Pump Club podcast. Huge podcast, Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Yeah, very popular. His voice, his ideas.
Except, apparently Arnold himself has never actually hosted an episode. It's all AI generated using his voice.
It's a pretty stunning example of how sophisticated this stuff has become. Content creation, distribution.
And it works. People listen, they engage, they don't even realize. That says a lot about the potential.
It really does. And think about the advantages listed. The AI never gets writer's block.
Huh. Wish I had that.
Right. Always has access to information, and crucially, it can learn from feedback, comments, clicks, whatever, what resonates with the audience.
That feedback loop seems key. Constant learning.
Yeah.
Might be hard for a human creator to keep up with that level of analysis consistently.
For sure. That constant data stream lets the AI tweak its approach based on what actually works, leading to better engagement over time.
So how do you get this amplifier agent working smart? The first function mentioned is content analysis. Makes sense. You got to feed it the right stuff.
You do. You give it data on your past performance, email opens, click-through rates, social engagement, the raw material for learning.
So it can spot patterns, things a human might miss.
Exactly. It might notice, say, emails with questions in the subject line always get higher opens, or videos under 60 seconds get more shares on a certain platform. That kind of insight.
I liked the example of giving the AI your best and your worst performing emails and saying, okay, figure out the difference. What works, what doesn't.
It's like having a tireless marketing analyst on call 24/7.
Driving decisions with data, not just gut feeling.
Which should, boost your results significantly.
Okay, second function, the content checker. This feels really important for keeping your brand. No, your brand, especially as you grow.
Yeah, brand voice consistency. It's vital for trust and recognition. This checker acts like an AI guardian of your style.
So it learns from your existing content library, figures out your tone, your vocabulary, how you phrase things.
Pretty much. It establishes those guidelines based on what you've already put out there.
Then, when someone new on the team writes something, it checks it, flags things that sound off-brand. The host mentioned using this with their own writing team.
Yeah, that's a really practical use case. It adds that objective layer of review.
Ensures everything sounds like you, even if lots of people are creating content.
Exactly. Helps maintain that unique identity as you scale up content.
And then the big one, content creation itself. This is where AI takes one piece of content and just runs with it.
Yeah, maximizing impact and efficiency, repurposing like crazy.
You make one core video.
Yeah. And the AI transcribes it, turns it into a blog post, pulls out clips for social media, drafts a newsletter based on it.
Exactly. Video to reels, newsletter, tweets, all from one source. And it's not just copy-pasting, right? It's suggesting what formats will work best where.
Yeah, suggesting content likely to resonate on each specific platform based on its analysis.
That feels like it could massively speed things up and increase your reach. This amplifier agent,
Mm,
Yeah, sounds like a potential game changer for marketing.
it really shifts the workload. Less time on the repetitive distribution stuff, more time on the core message and strategy.
Okay, so optimized internals with the workflow agent, boosted visibility with the amplifier agent. What's next? The engine room, right? The money.
Got to keep the lights on. Sustainable growth needs solid financials.
Which brings us to AI agent number 5, the money agent.
Yep, a crucial area. AI here is about oversight, finding optimization opportunities, things that directly hit the bottom line and long-term health.
The host's personal story here was quite telling. Early days, totally ignoring cash flow projections.
Oh.
Then suddenly, boom, payroll's due, cash is tight, scramble time. Really highlights how vital this is and how easy it is to mess up when you're starting.
It's sadly common, that experience. You're so focused on sales, the product,
All right.
that managing cash flow gets neglected. And like the host said, fast growth can actually cause cash crunches if you're not careful.
Paradoxical, isn't it? So the shift now is away from just manual tracking towards using AI to spot the patterns, the trends that actually drive financial growth.
Getting that deeper, proactive understanding of your financial health.
It's moving from just bookkeeping to actual financial intelligence.
Exactly. Proactive insights for better decisions.
So first function of this money agent, cash flow bot monitoring and forecasting. Sounds like a financial watchdog, plus a crystal ball.
Sort of, yeah. It tracks money in, money out constantly, looks at historical data, forecasts future trends.
Watching things like cash collection, who owes you money.
Outstanding debts, yeah.
Yeah.
And giving you that real-time picture of where you stand right now.
That real-time bit feels huge. Knowing your cash position today, not just last month, making faster, smarter decisions without that background anxiety about, hitting a cash crunch.
It makes businesses way more agile. You can react faster to changes, spot issues, or opportunities sooner.
Okay, second function, the payment bot. The example of those 2 new finance hires was interesting. First thing they did, AI automation.
Yeah, it shows a really modern approach, doesn't it? Building efficiency and from day one.
And the workflow described for accounts payable, the bot scans invoice PDFs from email or Slack,
Checks against purchase orders, pulls the details.
enters the info for approval, kicks off the payment workflow. It sounds so smooth compared to manual data entry.
Oh, massively smoother. And less prone to errors, too.
It's a perfect example of automating those routine, rule-based finance tasks.
Definitely. Frees up the finance team for actual analysis strategy, not just processing invoices.
Right. Okay, finally, the fraud bot. This must be on every business owner's mind at some point, worrying about dodgy transactions.
It's a real risk, sadly. Fraud happens. So having an automated system watching for suspicious activity, that's a big layer of security.
And it mentioned a specific plugin for Zero, SIF, for anomaly detection. So these tools exist, they're integrating.
Yeah, becoming more accessible.
Just the peace of mind knowing your bank accounts are being monitored automatically for weird stuff,
Yeah,
like a lost company credit card being used
Yeah.
or unauthorized payments, that's huge.
it's a safety net. Catches things early before they potentially become big problems. And that set it and forget it idea for the money agent.
Yeah, that really sums it up. Automated financial oversight working away in the background.
Powerful stuff.
So we've really dug into 3 key agents here. Workflow for internal streamlining, amplifier for marketing reach, and money for financial health.
Yeah.
It's hard not to see the potential impact.
It really feels like a fundamental shift, doesn't it? How we can approach running and growing a business. Automating these core bits frees up so much capacity.
Redirecting focus to strategy innovation,
Yeah.
the bigger picture.
Right.
And I thought the wrap-up thoughts in the source were good too. Addressing that anxiety people have about AI jobs,
Yeah, the fear is understandable.
but drawing that parallel to other big tech shifts in history and this idea that maybe AI frees up time, it paints a more optimistic view.
It's about rethinking work itself. Just like machines automated manual labor, AI can automate routine cognitive tasks, freeing up our brains for more creative, strategic, maybe more fulfilling work.
I like the artist analogy they used. AI handles the tedious bits,
Yeah, the prep work, the repetitive stuff.
so the artist can focus on the pure creativity, the enjoyable parts, the unique value they bring.
It points towards a future where tech actually helps us be more human in our work, focusing on creativity, connection, strategy.
Okay, so quick recap. Workflow agents automate internal systems. Amplifier agents boost your marketing. Money agents watch the finances. Your sources mentioned others too. Maybe we can get into those another time.
Definitely more to explore there.
But the main takeaway seems clear. AI isn't just sci-fi anymore. It's practical tools, available now, that can give you back time and energy. help you focus on what really matters for growth and, frankly, enjoyment in your business.
Absolutely. Using AI strategically to build businesses that are smarter, more resilient, and maybe even more human-focused.
So, final thought for you listening. Think about your own business right now.
Right.
Where's the biggest bottleneck? Is it workflow, getting the word out, or managing the money? Where are you spending too much time on routine stuff?
And then, which of these agents we talked about feels like it could give you the biggest, fastest win? Free up your time and headspace for the bigger picture.
Definitely something to chew on.